I am a big fan of Ancient. I think it's a lot of fun to cast. And we've got a couple subtle changes coming in as well. So we are going to be playing on that. And I think pretty impressive to see that, everyone's rolling through the Ancient as quickly as possible.
Yeah, I mean, with Anubis now in the map pool, again, that's going to push Ancient further and into the middle ground for teams you can only imagine. So maybe this is going to be it. The year of Ancient. The Ancient year. 2023. Here we go.
Maybe. We are indeed in on the action, though. And, we've done away. When Vertigo got changed, it was like everyone was permabanning it, and they were like, no, don't want to play it. And then you were a bit of a Vertigo merchant, if you could pull it out. Ancient, meanwhile, everyone moved into it pretty quick, and Anubis seems to be the same, that it's like we might as well just try and learn this thing. Especially because Ancient and Anubis have been so different compared to other Counter-Strike maps in the past. All right, then, let's give this one a good look. A lot of utility out for that CT side. Some very blind terrorists making their way on towards the A bomb site. Make their way they will. Masuta, aggressive with the bomb in hand, finds the opening frag for this round. Zero going to chime back onto Python, and smokes are going down. How are we going to get this plant in? Well, I mean, we're going to get it in when we take all the heads, of course. 4 versus 2. Masuta still can't make it across for the bomb plant, though. Getting a little bit tedious and annoying, I would imagine, for that T-side. Shock on a close angle has played the bait and switch with the Julies. It's not quite the ideal range. I think just outside that close range that you want for the Julies. First bullet accuracy is pretty nasty on them, but they cannot stop the bomb from going down now. And it looks like the round will go the way of Falcons, all things considered, in just a sec here. Unless Shock's got anything to say. There is a kit down.
I don't think so. How do you... I mean, as soon as Kenny S takes contact, Masu's going to peek. Actually getting wide, so maybe could isolate fights, but it doesn't come to be. And, well, that was... It looked like everybody was flashed as they ran onto the bomb site there. Nobody could see anything. It was quite amazing that it kind of actually did trade into Falcons' favor pretty fast. So, nonetheless, I guess their spacing must have been good. Playing well together. And they kept themselves a nice little pistol, so... Decent start. 4 spies to follow. No surprises there. And I don't think we've seen a 4 spy work at all so far in this series. So that goes a bit against the grain of us saying they're so potent. Maybe this will be back in force.
Nice tag on to Zero, but a pretty quiet start into this round for sure. Nothing too fast out from the CT side. No ramp aggression or anything along those lines. Oh, Zedko finds the first head, though, from inside mid. And there is potential here at Cave as well. This could get a bit scary. Beastick tried to get the catch around the corner. Not going to happen. Not going to happen for him. So we'll see here. Slow but short. Zero catches them all moving away. He was just a couple seconds too late. He might have been able to mow down those low HP players in the middle of the pack, but just a second too late. MBK holding the flank. A is going to be the port of call here. Zedko is ready to go with the Deagle. This is really scary for me. Flash comes in. His head's going to go down pretty quickly. Oscar, meanwhile, on the scout, again, looks like a scary contender. Cannot land a shot to save his life, though. 4 on 3, and I think they might just move to save.
Seems like the prudent move. Well, you can test this, keep the guns going, at least have another opportunity in the following. And Falcons would be so happy just to get off to a clean start after, Overpass was just such a bloodbath. Apart from them going 5-0 up at the initial kind of contest on that map, it was really brutal, and they were always playing from behind. So many rounds. They started off 4 and 5 early, and it was so difficult, so... I think for them to get their teeth into this Ancient... I'm not really sure where both teams are going to be at on Ancient, to be honest. It's one of those maps where, you can imagine for Kenny especially, it's got to be a bit of a learning curve. I mean, barely played it out of 4. And then even for Oscar, he probably didn't play it that much on that Titans team, I wouldn't have thought. But yeah, especially for Kenny, I am a little bit concerned, mainly on the CT side, I guess, that he might not be quite in the loop. Doesn't have nearly the experience of a lot of these other players on Ancient.
Difficult to tell. We'll see how it pans out, I suppose. Still very early days. And once again, another half bite down the middle coming in for Sinners, taking the weaponry that they had. Nice little nade there from Kenny S. So he knows a thing or two. A deep molly as well to split the slant players up. Contact in. Like this idea. Down goes the UMP. Pretty much the only scary weapon into this one. And once again, they're going to look to hold. Hadji needed to be careful. One headshot follows another quite often from those scouts, but not here, not today. Nonetheless, a third round for Falcons.
Yeah, as much as I say Kenny might not be experienced, I think it would be egregious if he didn't know the nades. that would be bad. And it wouldn't fly as an excuse. As much as I have heard that quite a lot of times whilst coaching, doesn't fly at this sort of level. Regardless, he does know his nades. They landed perfectly. And 4 alive here. Looking good. I don't know. Who's winning this map? Tell me.
I think Falcons, to be honest with you. I think that a map like Ancient plays fast, plays aggressive. I think that's where Falcons, we saw them find a fair bit of success when Sinners have tried that, not so much. It does also help that they picked up the pistol. That sways my vote ever so slightly. The recency bias, you know?
It's so hard to call, isn't it? It feels like it's, for both teams, it's just contingent on a lot of things. Oscar was just unbelievable for so much of that overpass. Is that repeatable? Is Oscar back into that sort of form? Because if he is, then sure, I'll take them to close this all the way back, maybe even get double digits on the CD side, but I need to see that before I believe it. B-stick wide, Molotov is going to cut these players apart. Hadji's in way too late and no chance of a trade. That is perfect. Shock even peeking out. Wow, this is brutal. 4-on-2 already.
Yep. Continues. 2-on-1. Masuta, the only one left. He has found 3 in the round, but he's going to have to keep that one rolling. Good chance of a bomb plant for him if he moves a bit faster. Oh, wow. Just getting underneath the scope, but now they're going to be after him, and he really doesn't know. Yeah, A is kind of a no-go. Ooh, zone. They actually group up. He's slipping the net continually here. He just has no idea at all where he's going to get pushed from, to be honest. There's one player he feels like that is, not answered for. They'll split up. Oh, this is troublesome. Very troublesome indeed. Oscar cannot mess this one up. From here, sightlines will cross, and Oscar wins out the fight. So Sinner's going to be on the board. A brutal mid-round means that they get themselves that first.
Very tame stuff from Oscar. That was perfect. He knows, don't give an easy one-on-one. I'll just sit here, maybe wait for a tap, maybe take a really cheeky angle, which is what he did in the end. And yeah, Sinner's on the board. Said a goodbye, though, for Falcons. Still a very good buy. That was so aggressive, that round. They were so willing to... Well, the fights into Jag were good in the first place, but I was very surprised they kept kind of fighting mid, even despite the lack of utility, so... Clearly making a statement, Sinners. They're not going to play passive in this game whatsoever.
No, sir. Looking to get aggressive once again. It'll be Oscar to open up. Solid stuff from B-Stick as well. 5v3. Just like that, and even the 3 is hanging on by a thread, to be honest with you. It has very quickly fallen apart for the Falcons.
Bombs in a different postcode. They're nowhere near advancing onto the site. Just trying to work mid here, get a bit of space, pray for a good one-on-one fight. Shock. Ooh, okay. That was playing with fire. Drop your nades, brother. Just stay alive for now. But yeah, where do they find an advantage? I mean, that information's given up. CTs are well clued in, as you can see on the minimap. The mid is a little bit open, so Zedko swinging back from A to cover that off, and I don't know what you do. I mean, there's even potentially a case for saving, to be honest.
I think it's kind of their only feasible option at this point. Yeah, certainly does feel like things going south really fast for the Frenchmen. I don't know what to say. Trying to play that thick and fast style that I was expecting from them, but just really not working. Really not working.
Ancient's a hard map to play fast. Really hard. It's just the choke points are so CT favored. I mean, this L bend in mid, and then if you're crazy enough to attempt to fast B up the ramp, it's just prime time. It's just magnetizing nades those areas. So it can be really tricky. It can be really tricky. Not to say it's impossible, but you need a little bit more nuance and a little bit more nous to have a good call or find a gap, or guess that the CTs aren't going to use this many nades, so they're going to put them here. We can put down this smoke to block it, or all of these sort of things. Blind aggression is not recommended. Put it that way.
No, sir. Well, timeout coming in from the Falcons side. They have not been conservative with these at all. Certainly need this stuff to work, so difficult to say the least. Very, very early days as well to be taking a timeout, but they know the sort of pressure and the potential of this tournament, of this spot that they currently have, the lower bracket. There is a run back there, but it's not easy. Not easy at all.
No. And for both of these teams, let's be honest, this is a rough draw. There are a lot of other matchups you look up and you say there's a clear favourite. I think it's probably at least 5 or 6 different opponents that these teams could candidly beat. So they're already feeling a little bit bitter that they've drawn each other this early, and yeah, whoever's in the lower bracket is going to have a hard time to get through. Only 3 spots up for grabs. Opener goes the way of Zedco, and indeed, saved guns induce the force around it, and well, they're out of flashbangs here, so getting past that AWP of Oscar could be really hard.
Yeah, this is not easy. Molotov comes in. I think that's designed for him, so he does get off the angle for just a second at the very least, but the return molly, the return fire is pretty strong. Python, great heady. Is it going to be enough, though? 5v3, and again, bomb plants very difficult on this A-bomb side. They're going to go for it. They're going to go for it. Zedco trying. Oh, the nade hits the roof. Panicked from everyone involved. It's actually the T side, though, that starts to come out on top. Kenny and Masuta bring it down to just 2. Kit available and a smoke. They're both on top of each other. Really going to be hard. It's a hard site to take. It's a hard site to retake, therefore. The smoke's in the right spot. Tap comes in. I'll give the position of one player away. His name is Masuta. He gives his life away. It's all onto Zedco. Not a lot of time. Molotov will seal the deal. The AWP. Can he escape with it? He doesn't seem to think so. Trying to get Kenny to shoot, but Kenny's got that trigger discipline for days. 4 rounds for Falcons. Just as it starts to even up, they will make that timeout worth its weight in gold.
Yeah. Oscar just could never get a good fight, could he? Molotov means he has a smoke on it. He can't reposition. I'm stunned that Masuta took no damage. He must have an outline of bullets around him on that crate where he was planning. Okay. Okay, Falcons starting to look pretty good here. The money is all over the place for Sinners, and that's going to help even more. Kenny finds the opening. 2 MP9s, a FAMAS. I mean, we're looking at Oscar here already and saying, time to get aggressive, man. Got to find an opening because we don't have the weaponry to hold off against an execute. Look at this.
Oh, B-stick. Moving in, Kenny with the hold. Patience from both sides. Who's going to be the first to strike? Looks like neither at the moment. Kenny's maybe even going to drop the angle. A flash to bait something. But no, they back away. They know what's up. They're not going to risk it. 55 seconds. Shock has also gotten aggressive. They have to be ready for this, though. They have, no map presence, really. Execute comes in towards middle. They will move off of that mid control. Pretty important. Looks like an A split here. And that should be the move. Hadji, Python. Ready for shock. 30 seconds. Really moving in slow, so they've got to deal with this player up close and personal and fast. Oh no, Oscar's been given the perfect opportunity to hold them back. 2-on-2 looks very doable. If only they had a bit more, again, in terms of the utility to work with. I'm not too confident. B-Stick's looking for a better weapon and leaves him on a USP for a sec. Oh, and Kenny will catch him. I don't think any weapon would have saved him there. MBK finds his mark. 5-2. Falcons a bit slower, a bit more methodical, and it is greatly successful.
It looked scary though, didn't it? As they're going onto A, bit of a contact, and there's 2 players up close. MP9 can take a fight, and Oscar can just peek when he chooses. So, yeah, that went awfully close. That was. You know, if Kenny's not looking behind him just then, as the players coming from behind, different round completely. But it doesn't matter. The Falcons weather the storm, make it through. Now they're flying high. Money is absolutely in the bin, in the sin bin as it was. And Falcons are just absolutely set for a 6 here, and given it's the T-side of Ancient, and their money's looking pretty, well, not just yet. It will do after this round if they keep it clean. They should be very happy with how this is going so far.
Yep, looking good. I'm going to get planted quite easily. Four v 3, and they're not even going to entertain the idea, of course, as you say, get away with an AK and deny some kill bonus. So Falcons, they will move up to 6, but Sinners, I don't know. I think they've still got a little bit more in the back pocket. I'd like to see a timeout here if I were them. I really would. And there we are. The bomb goes off. A slow and anticlimactic round. Hopefully, they are few and far between here on Ancient.
Kenny's off to a good start. Same as Nuke. Nice to see that. Masuta ahead at the moment. 8 frags to his name. And this round feels very important to set the tone for the rest of this half. Sinners lose this, you hand 7 to Falcons, potentially you have to eco in the following. Suddenly it's getting out of control, given the map bias. And they need to stifle this offense. They need to, you know, they need to find an early advantage. They need to save nades for late. They've got to have some sort of ace up their sleeve come the execute, because that hasn't been the case in the past few rounds. They've always been playing from a deficit. And they very much so need to change that narrative.
Kenny. Oh, Scope's definitely been heard there, but yeah, I mean, Shock is not even rocking a hard place, just screwed, to be honest. And once again, this patient play from Falcons really pays off.
Mid-nades, make that way in. Smoke on towards Jaguar. They climb on the way out. Oscar's here. The smoke isn't going to be up for that much longer. Zedko's nearby. If that smoke fades, then Oscar can pounce. It could suddenly get dangerous. Nades in hand. Zedko cannot capitalize. There goes that smoke, and Oscar gets his first. Smoke's in front of himself to try and get out of dodge. And indeed he will. So 4 on 4. Azir is very much on an island. They accelerate onto him. He hasn't got a lot to offer in defense.
No, that's very true. That is very, very true. Flash comes around on this newer angle, playing a little further away, but it doesn't really help him. Oscar, meanwhile, I think again has been heard. Flash is a little ineffective, but he will go down nonetheless. 4 versus 2. Make it 1. They're not even going to have the option to really save B-Stick out of there, but he's going to carry through an M4. It's not enough, right? It's not like they can buy off the back of this. So 7th, probably an 8th coming through for Falcons.
It's starting to get out of control, isn't it? This is... Crikey, this is panics. Buying the X is not going to get a tool because they couldn't save. Falcons up to 7. They can seemingly do no wrong. They get all the entry kills. Their defaults look clean. They've dropped the pace a little bit, and they're so comfortable taking this control. Wow. MBK might go down to the bomb, but it's not going to make a lot of difference. I mean, B drop 1 if they were to buy, but I think that would be the ultimate stink of desperation if they force into this one, just half it and play for 7 rounds. Hero AWP. B6 was a save, guys. That's not a surprise. The surprise is that Oscar has invested so much. He needs to save this if they don't win the round.
Well, kind of banking on that, aren't they, I suppose? He'll be able to grab... Well, it's a bit weird. He'd probably be able to grab a rifle of some kind, but... Anyway, MBK going to lose his head. Hadji up close here, looking for a cheeky one. Will indeed get it through middle. Goes running through his own teammate's Molotov. Minimal damage, I guess, but he will also lose his head for it. This has been a chaotic round, and we've only seen a couple of exchanges. So, yeah, 4v3. Sinners will be very thankful that they've been given a chance into this round after it looked like, you know, a poor start from them. The AWP out as well, that I doubt will be expected here. No flash. Yeah, takes the head of one and a second, and it looks like winning that round that you said was a requirement is indeed going to happen. Sinners get a third from thin air, it would seem.
Yeah. Falcons, first time they misstep really on this D side. Yeah, too many one-on-ones. Oscar allowed to be activated at the end. They'll be kicking themselves. They couldn't clean that one up because that would have been a great read and potentially more. And now it's flipped. They've got enough money for this buy, but it's all invested. Given an opportunity now, off the back of that hero AWP. All eyes on Oscar, where he'll be playing on this round. Another round where he starts mid. Jumping. Doesn't actually make it. He's going to play towards logs instead. But that works perfectly. MBK's not ready for it, so... Oscar starting to come alive here, and as I said, that's a bit of a requirement here. If Sinner's going to win this one. Exploding up the Falcons, trapped up close. B-stick, playing around the pillar, and... Well, it looked like they're going to gain that ground, but they just couldn't isolate good fights. Tucked in with those CT players, and... Wow, what a defense.
Solid defense indeed, 2 versus 1. They're both coming in from different angles. Kenny given a small opportunity, but I doubt he'll be able to get it done. Even the bomb plan feels out of the question on this one. Trying to bait the player away, and he has done so successfully, actually. So bomb plant will happen. 23 HP in a dream. Looks a little panicked on these swings as well. And play around his own smoke. Oscar, misses the shot. Kenny will scoop that one up gleefully. He's looking for a way better opportunity than just the 3K here. Looking for all 4, and he does indeed land it on the left eye of all things. Kenny S has stolen a round away. Flashback 5 years. 4K 1v3. All too easy.
Wow. That's a gut punch if I've ever seen one. Falcons up 8. Hilariously, they've actually got the worst buy the way this is going. NES. What is that? I mean, News was formidable, that CG side. Moving around. But yeah. What a map he's having so far, and what a performance.
And a timeout used after that as well, to be fair, Alan. I mean... Pretty crazy stuff. Pretty crazy stuff. We'll see if they can continue things, and 8 rounds. Probably going to get a few more than this if they play their cards right. It will be a solid buy coming in from the other side of things, though. Looking to keep her present. MBK charging forward. Zero will get one while blind, which is fair play. But the bomb site itself has fallen by the looks of things. And maybe the round along with it. We'll see. Zcoat takes out MBK. Overzealous with the Mac 10. Hadji wins out a fight of his own. 3v3. It is chaos everywhere. There's absolute chaos everywhere. Smoke's being replenished on both sides. A decoy to make us all very confused. Shock, meanwhile, chimes in onto Hadji. Masuta picking between targets. It's Kenny again to find 2, and he can't get it done this time. Sinners, goodness me, a very fast round, but they will get back on the board swiftly.
Ran out. That's for sure at the end. Well, it's been nip and tuck these last few rounds, but I still can't help feeling that Sinners do collect a fourth, it's still so good for Falcons. They've still got so many rounds. They're still keeping the CT money so in check. One slip up and it just feels like as soon as Falcons creep under double digits, that might be too much to come back from. So, it's nice to see some life in Sinners. We get towards the latter stages of this first half. But, I don't know. I think they need 7. I think they need to clean this up from here.
You know, I think I would agree with you, to be honest. We'll see, though. B-Stick finding himself a nice little double. There is a kill with the Deagle in there. So they've got to watch themselves on this. All right, 3 kills all in the same second. That's one way of getting it done, getting it finished. Falcons will be back on with the bye, looking for that 9th round.
What's the move? They are going to buy, okay. It was a little bit on the brink. I was wondering if another half buy would come out. But they are going to invest into this one, Kenny. Glass Cannon. God, it's a hard map to dodge nades. I'll have to sit back at the start, that's for sure. Heavy A presence here from this terrorist side. 3 coming into this A main area, and it's Orpa and Orpa. Looks to be that way very soon. As Oscar actually going to give up the angle, so... Not looking too bad for the T's. I think creep up now uncontested quite a long way.
Still got to deal with the AWP of Oscar eventually. Usually it would be Kenny's job. He continues to contact 13-4, having another lights out performance. Oscar unsure of which angle to hold. Very unsure. Will find one for his trouble. Able just about to drop back. Uh-oh, not looking... This is really not looking good. An A contact move comes through. NBK with a keen headshot, but there's a lot of bodies to get through here. NBK's only good for 2. It's going to be Kenny for another clutch up. He actually lands a tag there. Doesn't have the bomb. Doesn't have much of a chance. He's going to fake running away and then go back for another contact play. Kind of his only option, you would say. Any option at this point would do. B-Stick. Don't overswing it. He's edging closer and closer to that corner, but going to err on the side of caution. Certainly the way to go.
I guess Kenny would love to say the last. Came into this round with just a glass cannon, so it's hardly going to be any worse. And Falcons, they try the straight-up A play. Bit of a mid-ruse with a couple of pieces of utility, but Oscar there was just the death sentence. Being a rifler, they might have got in, might have traded, but Oscar gets that first one. Admittedly, it's pretty close in falling back, but he does get out of dodge in the end, so yeah. Oscar was just in the right place at the right time. Not the opportune moment to be calling an A contact into an AWP like that, and well, at least Sinners are making a game of this. It looked really poor at the start, but now much improved.
Yeah, very true. I mean, still is 7 rounds on the CT side enough for Ancient. Continues to be one of the scarier CT sides in the pool. So I'm not so sure. Bye is not perfect here, of course. Kenny S will open up, however, loses his head pretty quickly before I even really finish my sentence. NBK tried, but failed to take down Shock, and now we are looking at a caught CT. However, he keeps chiming in. I might just do it. 4 versus 2. Masuta on the AWP is not going to see the light of day. Hadji 1v4. Stranger things have happened on this map alone, but I don't see this guy doing it with a Deagle, at least. Not until he finds 1 or 2 heads. First fight, he will lose pretty quickly. 8-7 at the turn of the half. Close as it comes. Falcons just about edging out a lead. Pretty solid stuff, though, you have to say. We'll see whether they can get it continued into that second half.
Say
Welcome back, devoted fans. We are, of course, all devoted at this point, I think. Nice and deep into the series, the final half of it. Who will come out the victor? Shock reckons it's going to be Sinners. Zero's here to help him, and indeed, they will mow down the mid-push from Falcons. Pistol looking all but secured. Hadji and Python remain.
Wow, that was so aggressive so fast. Whew.
Oh.
Didn't see that coming, and wow, as you said, this game has been so close.
Don't know yet. I'm going to get planted, it looks like, to just, you know, start sealing this deal. It's actually going to be a fake, because why not? We'll see. The more space you give them, I mean, they've got a lot of info towards the back end of A there. Ah, I see. Oscar is going to not knife him. For goodness sake. We had one in the first map, which was a pretty impressive knife kill, if I do say so myself. But Oscar, I think, could have gone for that. Very sad. Very sad he doesn't. So, 8-8 off the back of the pistol. A nice, easy opening into the second half. Falcons not going to force. Looks like it. They'll opt to keep themselves nice and safe with an early rifle buy from that CT side. Can be a bit risky. You lack the nades, but do you need them as much on Ancient CT side? That's what they may well say. 5-man stack moving through A main. This could be really clean, actually. They've got a couple players in the backside. Yeah, it's not bad at all, considering they've only got USPs. Oscar will clean up house. Loving the eco frags this series, apparently, but nonetheless, 9 rounds in for Sinners. Going to take the lead, and we will see the spy come out from Falcons. Kenny not on the AWP. That's one of the big ones that sticks out like a sore thumb. And they are very cleverly working out the nades. Who's going to get what? Who's going to spread what? Who's playing where? And there's a couple players that lack. Those USP kills actually come in pretty massively. But like I say, they've really worked them out. Double nades in towards middle. Highly successful. A lot of damage. Frags as well to boot. And the bomb at their feet. Speaking of boots. 5 versus 2. Just like that. And make it now just 1. B-stick against the entirety of Falcons is not going to be able to find anything. An absolute slaughter in towards middle and the rest of the round. Lovely stuff. Falcons even it back up pretty quickly if I do say so myself. And very well done to get there. So, another dodgy buy from Sinners. We are just waiting on Alan to get back, by the way. It's not that it's just me. He's had a little bit of a technical issue. So, you know, if you're here for Alan and Alan only, he will be back. Just don't quite know when. 3 Deagles, 2 AKs. It's a rough buy. It's a rough buy. And is it one that they should have gone for? Maybe not. Sinners very quickly going to give momentum across the Falcons, especially if we see another, you know, slaughter in this round. That's not what you want to do. CT side momentum, all that good stuff is very hard to slow down. They're going to go for a contact A. Big fan of plays like this in rounds like this. Great angle from Python, though. Only good for 1. Needed more than that, or at the very least to stay alive. MBK is going to get smoked off. It's not the best smoke. There's a big gap. Molly doesn't really stop him. He cannot find the player. Meanwhile, there's a push towards Temple that's been overlooked. It needs to be activated massively. He's by himself, so it needs to be absolutely humongous. They're going to go for the defuse, get that kit and the smoke on top of it, just to make sure, and that will be the round. Oscar cannot do anything about it. Falcons move up to double digits, and they are dictating the pace of this second half very well.
Crikey. We made it.
Welcome back.
We made it back from the lands of Windows Update. Going insane. What did I miss? Give me the 2-round recap.
So pretty big round from Falcons. Everybody survived. There was a mid push that came in. They just killed everybody. Sinners not able to find anything, and then Sinners go for a maybe questionable force buy. 3 Deagles, 2 AKs instead of holding the cash. And well, you kind of caught the end of that one, I believe. And you're catching this one, Alan, as NBK and Kenny S catch a bullet in the cranium. 5v3. The Tech 9's going crazy.
Yeah, there's so much space. Look at the mini-map. Hard pressed to know who the CTs and who the Ts were. As Python is surely going to get pinched here. slips back in towards Temple, and actually that was his only route out. Hadji just collects the head of Oscar, and well, at the moment, it might be a map. They got all the numbers on the right side of the map. Shock's going to go down, and these guys need to turn around because there's a lot of presence here on A. B is surely open, and Zero's taking all that space, so Bomb is going to hightail it, but it's, it's a long rotate on this map. It's going to be there for a while.
That's true. Zedko as well doing his best to, pin them down, keep the attention on him. B is good. B is secure. They'll get the bomb down. Zero has a spot for a one and done. Or none, as the case may be. So I think, once they dropped the AKs, especially, the mission directive became bomb plant. That's what they get. B-Stick might get some more damage here. Great little angle. Oh, okay. If you move around that corner fast, he could have found another. Not going to happen for him. Still, good damage in a bomb plant. That's always what you're after in a half-by round.
Shouldn't be too disparaged. I guess the scary part is they're still on the terrorist side. We still got to see a lot more from them. Falcons, for me, still look comfortable. The way this map is headed. Kenny's onto that AWP now. Oscar, of course, is brilliant on that CT side. And Kenny started off this map hot. And if he gets into form here, it'd be amazing. But as I kind of mentioned at the top of the map, I'm really not sure where Kenny's going to be at on Ancient. I know he had a good T side, but he's been doing a lot of... If he has a good performance on the CT side, he's been doing a lot of homework, isn't he?
Yeah, that's true. That is very true. Loses his head quickly into this one, though. He will be traded out, but is that really worth it in the end? Probably not. 4v4, Python on half HP. Oscar still has the AWP up on his side. So, pretty good start for Sinners here in round 21.
Slow stuff. Sinners do like a slow T-side, don't they? We saw it on Overpass. They're very content to drop the pace and try and squeeze out rounds. This time, maybe they're paying the prices. They're so spread out. NBK gets a kill. There's no chance of a trade frag, and he's collecting so much information. Kind of surprised they're still getting aggressive here, but it works out. 2-for-1 trade, 3-on-1 now. NBK doesn't need to fight this. And he goes down for his trouble. Need to put the brakes on now, guys. 2-on-1, just play it, play it as a team, and you should be A-okay.
Masuda's going kind of early, though. Crosshair was not on for Shock, thank goodness. 12-9, big round. Big round. No bomb plant means no money for Sinners. Very, very simple stuff. 3 rounds in the lead now and looking pretty good while doing it. The T side has not really been there since the rifles came into play. Falcons have won them all, I'm pretty sure. So, double up setup here as well, by the way, folks. Kenny had one dropped and Python decides he wants to go for it. Big nade damage coming through. The Hadji to find that one with the nade and the volley. And he is farming big 4K. Kenny nicks his ace away, but that's all too easy. 13 now on the board.
Wow, that must have been 300-ish nade damage. That's ridiculous. Bit of a barbecue over towards B. As their players round their way up. But this is what we're really here for. The gun rounds. Rifles out and Sinners. Well, those chances are starting to dwindle now. This is a big round. Lose this, especially without a bomb plant, you'll be half by at best in the next. And then you're staring down multiple series points and a lower bracket run to make it into Pro League. Oh, this is going to be perfect from them. They can't make any errors. B default coming out. Hadji and his teammate, that's Masuda, playing with Jag, and they're playing a bit of a 1-2 setup. Two spamming and Hadji tucked in the corner. Oh, this is exciting now.
MBK going to find the head on to Oscar. That's a pretty big opening frag once again. Danger Man taking down 19-14. Great CT side, less so on the T side. That seems to be the name of the game for Sinners, to be honest. Kenny finds another name. Re-smoked. Oh, and even through the smoke, very close to taking down 0-5. On 3. Looks to be little contest right now.
Double orbs coming into play. Kenny's locking down B. Python is still unsighted. I don't think Shock has an idea in the world that there's an AWP on this bomb site. It's a bit tricky for Python. I guess he's having to juggle these two. Leads into that smoke fades. But yeah, how do you find a gap? I mean, Shock is timing Python, get into CT. I mean, we're clutching at straws here because even if this bomb gets planted, it's just such a massive advantage as long as these CDs hold on to Temple. Their retake surely is going to be strong.
MBK, first port of call on the A-bomb site. Kind of sealing the deal, swaps across to an AK here. Zero does well to find one, to be honest, but should be quickly traded. He is. And now miles away from the action is Zedko. I don't think he would have mattered whether he lived or not, because they've got that diffuse in. They've got plenty of kits to go around. 14 secured. Looking all too easy here, Alan.
Yeah, it's a little bit underwhelming in the sense that the first two maps, albeit both of them had solid leads for one of the teams, this does feel like Falcons are going to streaky this one out, and we're not going to get that massive crescendo we really hope for in this series. Of course, Sinners, it's not out of the question they bring this back. It hasn't been very inspiring, has it, this T side? A lot of simple rounds, and they're just taking such a battering from nades and getting picked apart. Double AWP now in play as well. It's just every time they find a bit of a solution, two more problems present themselves. And, well, that's been the story of the T-side since the rifles have been in play. Shock is in front of the smoke, and MPK punishes. Man advantage once again for Falcons.
Masuta. First port of call. Spotting out towards the cave area here. Going to get this smoke down in just a second, I would imagine, because the peak is coming his way. Oh, and it comes perfectly. The Molotov as well. Just making him panic a bit, I suppose. 4-on-4. Hadji, obvious that he's holding that angle, but still finds Zedko. Spam down, finished. NBK also going to fall 3 versus 2 to kind of end the game here. And now for the CTN, Kenny S, they walk past his crosshair, but he's just obviously not confident through that smoke to crack off a shot. Flash comes round, that'll make him shoot. And they're actually going to move out, I think, on the 2 AWPs, mind you. They will indeed bunny hop away and save themselves into the next round.
Some life left in Sinners. Some nice frags across the board. Oscar, of course, point man. Helps them along their way. But there's so much money here for the CD side where they got 2, maybe 3 more buys on the trot. It's going to be so difficult. So difficult. At least the scoreline's a tad easier on the eyes. Sinners make it up to 10. And yeah, they need to continue this floor. They need to just be flawless now for a few rounds, or it's all she wrote, and they'll have put in all these hours of work for essentially nothing. He's down in that lower bracket.
Well, it's looking pretty likely. We'll see. Sinners are going to have to keep battling. We have had some great, run backs, let's say, across the course of this series. Sinners looking to pull another one of those off. Early B play, early B spam doesn't result in anything. Aggression coming in from the CT side as they look to continue the push through. Actually going to leave Hadji on his lonesome, or not. Masuta's unsure of where to go. Here we go. Could be the first battle in towards the cave area. Hadji turning away from upcoming flashes. Tries to get the drop. Can't quite get it. Zero's left on 5 HP. Nearest, damn it. But, damn it, could make all the difference, couldn't it?
I've got 3 here. Just going to leave Python on his own. He's over towards A. Just praying if they did come that direction, just get 1 and fall back. We wait to see where Sinner's going to end up. That's a really big kill. Masuta just so angsty for information. Of course, we have the benefit of the X-ray, but maybe should have sat on his laurels a little bit longer. They were already committed to the stack, and, well, we're going to need some vintage Kenny here if they head towards B. Turning around, though, for the moment. I think these B nades are a fake, and it's kind of working, isn't it? Python's on this side of the map, and a bomb site is wide open.
Yeah, they've done some maths. They've done some feeling things out, especially that second kill that they managed to pick up. I think just sort of gives them the dictation of the round. And once again, 5v3, you do not go for this. So it will be that save coming out 11th in for Sinners pretty easily. So quite simple, to say the least, on the side of Sinners these past couple of rounds. Falcons, they have done very well with the timeouts previously. would be surprised if we don't see one coming in here.
You're just finding frags off the defaults. It's not like Sinners are particularly, you know, setting up super well for the late round and executing in. It's just they're running their defaults, they're running the well, and whatever reasons, Falcons are making a couple of errors. Nice saves here, so no real effects. It will still be a buy in the next regardless, but I guess it's nice to keep that money in check for Falcons. But yeah, Falcons just need a quick discussion. I don't think there's any particular problem. I think maybe a few very small individual errors in a row is what we're looking at here. Maybe the lads just need to be told, you know, calm down a little bit. Maybe they're getting a little bit flustered now. They're so close to getting this long series over the line, and indeed, as you mentioned, more pauses to follow. So those discussions, they can most certainly happen now.
Yeah, well, they need to. They absolutely need to. I mean, we have seen, given little crumbs and whatnot, given, you know, drip-fed rounds, both these teams have brought maps that really had no right in being as close as they were, very close indeed, especially the last one. The Falcons were on the sort of bittersweet end. The fact that they're able to get it to overtime is very nice indeed, but beyond that, they weren't able to secure it. So I think that they could respect how likely a comeback can be.
Big round. Feels like a really big round. Finally, they've actually got Falcons money down. 4 towards A. Python, he's barely had to use this orb just yet. He's on the line, and I don't think they were ready for that. Initial frag found. Are they still going to commit behind this? Flashbangs have to be perfect. As Python commits behind the box. Doesn't connect on Zedco, but MBK peaks. Bonnie's going to force Python wide, and now they should just play the long game. It's so hard to plant on this side. Just wait for the retake. Spam these smokes if you like, because there's no safe plant on A.
Kenny going to be pushed away, though. Hachi trying to get aggressive through the smoke will be traded out by MBK at the very least, who has been the pivotal player in this round. Oscar goes aggressive through the smoke. Him and MBK, though, right at the same moment, will find frags. That was a crazy quick finish to that one, to say the least. 15-11 comes through, however. And that's all they needed. The klaxon of the series point to stay here in the upper bracket. I believe facing off against Sprout in their next matchup, if I am not mistaken. I'll just fact check myself. Yes, that is indeed true. So the winner of this one going to face off against Sprout. The loser of this one, as yet to be decided who they will play against. Right, there's a lot of catching up for the rest of the bracket to do. Either way, Oscar looking for an aggressive peek towards mid. Does not quite get his opportunity. MBK was there for a sec, but drops back.
Oh my lord.
Alrighty then, Kenny.
He's still got it. He's still got it.
He does. The flashiness, the high sense flashiness is just beautiful from this guy.
That just makes you feel warm inside, doesn't it, when you see that? That's what we're here for. That's what we like to see. Shock. I mean, he can get a one-on-one here with MBK if he's ready for a player on the CT side of this kind of deep mid area. They're just going to find a gap. CT can be very passive. I guess that's by virtue of Python having all this A control. They're not worried about stacking B and just sitting out of mid. But they need to find an opening because there's never in this duel is everything. You've got to kill MBK. And indeed he does. Okay. Are they going to reverse? No, they're coming on to B, Scriv. Oh my lord, there's so many defenders. Oh, they're going to change their mind. This is on such a knife edge.
They are very unsure. It looks like moving away. The B defender's going to push in and catch B-stick alone, and they will indeed take him down cleanly. The A play, they think it's clearer than it is, maybe. Fake comes in. He's not that close. But he might just have heard that. In comes the cavalry. Tag for Oscar. Oh, missed shot. He's getting less and less opportunities here. No-scope coming in. Somehow still alive. And keeps on no-scoping. He runs out of ammo, though, of course. And now it is just going to be down to Shock with hardly any HP. He's coming in behind them. That's the only real advantage that he has. It's the advantage of surprise. Good for one. Second. So close to death, but Shock gets it done. No way will Sinners stay alive. That is unbelievable.
I can't believe that. I wonder if that smoke was meant, or presumably it was meant to go right on the bomb, but it missed. Shock. Shock has absolutely saved them. And the money's disastrous. Okay, there's one going around in this game.
Wow.
This is double eco territory. What do you do? What a moment. That's gone from game over to one gun round away from overtime.
What do you do?
I mean, honestly, eco.
Just all the chips.
Yeah.
They're going to go for it. Or at least Masuta has. Seems like that is the call. Kenny going to save some cash.
All a force here does is guarantee your buy. If you buy a fair amount, it's just not good in that last round.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Well, we'll see. We've clearly got ideas. Kenny, like I say, holding some cash for the AWP. Hadji holding some cash. So not fully sold on this idea, that's for sure. Seems like a necessary evil, and this is often a insight into a pro player's mind that they do not like the super passive, super safe play that you're suggesting, Alan. Most of the time, they will go towards the aggression because they have that confidence in themselves to get something done with the Deagle. Shock is trapped, but he's got support. And this might just have played perfectly into their hands. We'll see. We'll see. We need one of these Deagles to go crazy. Hadji tagged down. Runs out of ammo. Somehow still alive, as is Zedko. 4v3, though. That's in favor of the T side, isn't it?
It's just survival. I mean, as long as they win the round, I don't think Sinners care. They'll know what's up now. They'll know they're full forced. If you just survive this, it's USPs in the next. And then you're one away. You're on round 30. Okay. Just play together. Keep it clean. Nothing overzealous here. Kenny might be on the angle. Should only get really one opportunity here. Take a fight. Zero's going to clear back into it. Doesn't spot it. Zedko's so low. He looks the wrong way. Just at the wrong moment. There goes Zedko. Didn't need the headshot, but still finds it. And they're actually all three here on B. This could get dicey.
It really could. Flash coming over the top. Gonna blind up Zero. There's no peek for him, though. Kenny on the Deagle looking clean. Mac 10, however, a very difficult weapon for these Deagles to play around. They've not checked Cubby. They've not checked Cubby. Bomb gonna get dropped. Oh, and the opportunity here now. B-Stick. Somehow, with the help of Oscar, will get it done. Oh, my lord. 16 HP, the difference in the craziest round yet. Holy hell. They'll get some kill bonuses, but it doesn't matter. They wanted, and they should have had that round.
Oh my god, now we've got a map. Now we've actually got a map on our hands. What just happened? And these rounds, I mean, Sinners will be laughing about some of these. Going to an absolute knife edge. Pistols in mid, they're going to push. Might find a kill, but unless Oscar misses a couple Sinners, it shouldn't be scary, I say that. Frags are found. But it looks, I mean, comfortable will be the wrong word to use here. Let's say passable in terms of the situation now for the T side.
Insanity, true insanity coming through, to be honest. Whew. Bomb plant will bring us back down to reality, though. AK going to get saved into the next. Kenny S is probably not too bothered about saving this Galil. Oh. Uh-oh. Awkward timing for Oscar. Still keeps his head. Another opportunity to flick up, and he will this time find it. And then we have the full bomb to wait out. MBK will find himself holding on to the AK for the foreseeable future. All the way down to the wire once again. Another overtime on the cards. It does feel that way, to be honest. Falcons have got to, for my money, defy the narrative here if they are to take it in a 16-14 fashion.
Every map we've said exactly the same thing.
That's true.
Surely this not going to overtime. Surely not. Nuke. You pull out a few mistakes from Sinners. That definitely could have gone overtime. Of course, we saw what happened on Overpass. Wow. There is nothing between these teams. Slimmest of margins. And it comes down to this. One opportunity for Falcons just to get this done. Don't let it go to overtime if you're Falcons. Don't let them even have a chance. Finish them off here and now. And this is a ballsy pull. 5 towards A tunnels for the T side. 2 aggressive for the CT side. Kenny finds the first, Pipe in the second. And I think this is all she wrote. Kenny sticks around. Oscar's down low. And I think Sinners, they're going to be in the lower bracket. Falcons, 4-on-1. There's absolutely no chance. And indeed, they do it. Falcons prevail in an incredibly close best of 3. What a long one that was. And they well deserved that win.
Yeah, absolutely mental stuff. I mean, all the way down to the wire is certainly what we want out of, the best matchup of the day. But Sinners will be kicking themselves a little bit. I think particularly on that first map. They were incredibly slow to start over on map 1. And if not for that, they perhaps could have had the series. Yeah, really, really crazy stuff to be